Well, good morning to you. Before I share a word this morning, some of you have been telling me in the comments, and in fact some of my family and friends have been telling me, that they've received a letter from me, or not really a letter, I suppose an email communication, saying that I'm looking for an Apple gift card for my niece, and could you please send me some money and all the rest of it. Well, basically, the upshot of that is that my email has been hacked, my Yahoo mail, and I'm having an awful job trying to recover it. Now, whoever's put that letter on there, I think it's possibly possibly the hacker themselves. I don't know, but it's quite an experience, isn't it, to be intruded upon online. And I suppose many of you can tell me of your experiences. Possibly, too, maybe in the comments, you could tell me how I can possibly recover my email account. I spent virtually, quite a lot of time yesterday. I was visiting my daughter, but I spent quite a lot of time while I was talking just trying to go onto the Yahoo site and see how many different combinations there were of trying to recover an account. And it's actually quite a process. Now, trouble was, I kept coming back to the same thing all the time, and it kept on just disallowing me. So I phoned them up, and then they said they couldn't really help me either. And in the end, you find that you're quite at a loss as to what to do. And when you've got a lot of other things that are pressing on your mind to do, and I have quite a few this week, I must confess, and places I must be, people I must talk to, we're all there, aren't we? All of us. What I must do this week, and then your whole sort of shopping list of things start to appear in front of you, and it starts to sort of rustle up a bit of a storm around you, doesn't it? Because you think, which one do I do first? What's the most important thing I need to do? And I just happened to open here at Matthew chapter 8, and I just wanted to share a couple of verses with you, and just the thought that crossed my mind when we're in the midst of the storm. It's Jesus in the boat with his disciples, Matthew 8, verses 24 to 26. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. He saith unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. But the men marveled, saying, What manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? And it made me think about the bigness of God this morning, the greatness of God. There isn't a miracle really in the whole Bible that can really match that one. That is Jesus showing that he is the creator of the universe, that if he can create the earth, create the wind, create the sea, small matter for him to be able to calm it. And the seas in our lives continue to rage, don't they? The storms are gathering around us. And where do we turn? Well, there's only one place to turn to, and that's our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm in the process also, in the midst of all the other things I've got to do, I'm in the process of writing this new tract I was telling you about. Well, the Lord has blessed me with some funds, and I'm able to go off and go and see the printers and see what we can do with getting our first print run off for the tract. And it's quite interesting looking at it, because I've tried to cram into less than 1,000 words what's happened in the last 3 years. And the last 3 years have been a massive storm, and all of us have been through that storm, wondering when it was going to calm. But of course we know that the storm continues. And that's really the body of the tract that I've written. It's called So you think we're back to normal. So you think we're back to normal. And I'm looking at all the things over the past 3 years that have happened. And far from being back to what we were, we're actually on a new road. We're on a new road, and the storm is gathering around us. In politics, in medicine, in religion, in science, in economics, in finance. And I've tried to cover all those areas in the tract, looking at how different things are. Because I think that it's important in these days to have a dual purpose in the literature that we put out. And that is, firstly, to preach the gospel, to get as many people into the kingdom as we can. But at the same time, to use the things that are happening in the world as a tool for the gospel, which is what this little tract is going to be. And as I get that tool on the road and get it out there so you can take it out to your congregations. I know there are many different types of tracts out there, and some of them are fantastic. They really do the job. But this one I want to awake Christians with. I want believers to be able to see that we're in a time when we need to realize that prophecy is being fulfilled and that we are coming close to the end times. In fact, in them. Jesus gave us a chronology, didn't he, in Matthew 24. When you see these things start to happen, realize as well that we're in a time that is what Jesus described as the beginning of sorrows, the birth pains. And that's the same as the gathering storm. The difference is we're not going to perish. We've been given that wonderful gift of everlasting life. The devil wants to hack us. He wants to come in and intrude in our thoughts, steal away our ability to communicate with other believers. And it's an awful inconvenience to lose your email, especially when you know that there are going to be people that are going to want to communicate with you. You don't even have a list of who they are. But the Lord knows all things. And he always makes a way. And sometimes it's a lot quicker than we think it's going to be. Because he is who he is. He is the great God that calms storms. So I just lift to you this morning that word in Matthew 8, that if you're in the middle of the storm, you can't see your way through. Just know that the Lord is there. When he lifts his hand to rebuke the waves, when there is a calm, we suddenly think to ourselves, well, what was all the fuss about? Why was I so bothered? Why was I so hassled? So I'll just leave that thought with you this morning, and please pray that I can get through to unhacking this account. And as I say, if you do receive any more strange letters, may they be from Nigeria asking for money for an orphanage, which I don't possess, or for gift cards or for anything like that, please ignore it. Have a blessed day.